Roll for random encounter.
Alright, welcome to another episode of the Random Encounter Show. I'm DeathStalker V and I'm here at the table. Today we're going to do another unboxing video. And you better get ready if you're following the show, which you should be. Come on now. Because we're going to be getting a great deal of packages in. Well, not a great deal, but we're going to be getting quite a few packages in here in the next upcoming few weeks. And it's strictly because I do this every single year. I don't know what it is. Spring comes in down here. The pollen falls like snow. I think we've got about 3 inches so far. Another 20 coming. I don't know. So sorry if I sound stuff up or whatever. I don't even have allergies. But the pollen's so thick here, it's just outrageous. So yeah, South Alabama is not an allergy-friendly locale, to say the least. But every year, the pollen comes in. We start working out in the yard, doing a little yard work here and there, and some spring cleaning. And I normally take this time of the year to, while I'm doing all the manual labor and spring cleaning and things, I'm thinking about gaming in the hobby. What do you want? So I get to thinking of new projects I want to do over the course of the next year. So this year I said, well, we got the Random Encounter Show going. So I came up with a few different projects we'll do over the course of the year here on the show, far as hobby-wise. So you'll be seeing some hobby stuff coming in. I'll be having a lot of projects going on in the background. I'm not sure how to video miniature painting and terrain building and stuff, but we'll give it a try here and see how it works out. So there'll be a lot of that. But I also get to thinking of, I've got a list of games, classic fantasy, science fiction games, and I work down the list. I'll buy as many as I can find in 1 year, check them out. The ones that I really like, they stay. The ones that I didn't really care for, they leave, and that generates money to continue just messing around in the hobby. So, you know, we've got 3 packages here today. And we're going to find out what's inside. I know what's inside. This one and this one. This one is a little bit of a mystery. Okay, and we're going to save it for last. And we're going to save this one toward the last one because I bought it to go with what's in here of what I know of. So yeah, like I said, this time of year, it's time to clean out some of the old stuff, use the money to bring in new stuff, and this year will be the first year, you know, that we're doing the YouTube series that I can really share what I'm doing and stuff for the hobby and include you, the audience, into it, you know, because you're the most important part of the show. If you don't like what I'm doing, I don't have a reason to be on here anymore. So, but we're giving it a go. We're giving it a go. I'm not sure what'll happen. Some of these projects, you're going to get to see the dark mind of DeathStalker V and his full craziness in the hobby. I'm telling you. So yeah, there's some stuff in store. But yeah, let's go ahead and bust open this first package. Now before we bust it open, let me explain a little bit about what we're going to find inside without ruining, you know, the opening. As anybody that's followed me or knows me can tell you, I am primarily a solo role-play gamer / hobby gamer. I love solo play. I've been doing it for decades. And I think I have a fantastic system that I've used for many years for solo gaming. It hasn't failed me yet. But in a video in the past, I said if there's one thing that the hobby really needs for the solitaire gamers is some kind of really good AI system for encounters, you know, when we generate. We'll get into this later, guys. We got a solo RPG series upcoming. First, we're going to do a beginner's RPG series. Then we got that upcoming. But In my solo style, I play 3 different styles, but in one is a generative style or a sandbox style. And when we generate creatures or NPCs or monsters, there's never been a really, really good way of or a system produced of AI controlling those encounters to make it interesting. Sure, you know, we can add some base mechanics, you know, take a look at the monster and do whatever, but I've always craved more. You know, we get tons of random charts, random encounter charts. We get tons of that stuff. We've got oracles. We've got anything and everything. So what's in this package, I should say, since the English language is trying to leave me, in this package, we have something that promises not only to have a complete AI system for encounters, creatures, monsters, NPCs, etc. But in this system, there's 2 things in here. There's another thing that promises to be the end-all of end-all solo role-playing game systems or tools. So that's... hey, that's a big deal if it is. And we're not going to review it now. We're going to withhold an opinion about it, whatever. We can take a quick look at it. But anyways, for those still awake, here's Lucky. Let's get into the package and find out and see what we have. This package is coming to us via Drive-Thru RPG. And there's our receipt. So that'll be handy so I can tell you that if you're interested in this, how much it actually cost. So we'll save that for a second. Let's dig in here. Drive-Thru RPG to sit me. Shipping materials. They forgot to put the books in. Hey, as much stuff as I'm throwing to eBay here lately, and I'm not even digging into the games yet. I need all the shipping material I can recycle. Okie dokie, so here we go. Oh yeah, what's in the box here? First thing up, we have the FlexAI guidebook. And guys, this is just one part of the system, which people, when I was reading it, it may not have been completely needed once we get into the next thing. But look at the thickness of that book. This is a hardcover book. Look at the thickness there. So this is definitely, from outwardly appearances, a heavy resource. You know, this thing from outwardly appearances and weight, it doesn't seem to be playing around. FlexAI is an attempt to model and simulate monster and NPC behavior in combat and social encounters. It scales in complexity from very simple to as complex as you, as a GM, would like it to be. It can be used in any tabletop role-playing game with 0 preparation time. So you already know that's solo friendly. Anytime you hear something like that, solo friendly. The system takes only a few minutes to learn, is easy and quick to use, and can enhance any tabletop role-playing combat experience. This massive resource contains hundreds of detailed scenarios to generate dynamic, contextually appropriate creature behavior in various combat circumstances. Over 860 tables, tens of thousands of combinations and permutations, and yet all it takes is a few minutes and a roll of a D100 to imbue you adventurers with intelligence and fascinations. Okay, back cover plus and appearances. I'm in. You know. Tools for Intelligent Dynamic Creature Combat by J. Evans Payne. On the front here, it says it's good for 5th edition fantasy, you know, Dungeons and Dragons, Pathfinder. But, you know, these type things are going to be good for any role-playing game. So we're going to take a quick look inside, see what we got going on here. But so far, I'm in. You know, if it can do as it promises from the back cover, I'm in. So we got a nice color book, actually. I like that the charts are color-coded. I know you can't see much from there. Let's see if we can get a little closer to the camera. You know, I'm no professional at filming, obviously. So, guys, bear with me. And we got lurkers, we've got skirmishers, we've got artilleries, soldiers, brutes, animals. Oh, yeah. So, opponents, bystanders, informal greetings, our gatherings. So, missions, passing by. So, yeah. Guys, this looks really promising. I have to say, this looks really promising. I'll be learning this system very quickly. This is one of the things for this year. I'm always looking to improve my hobby. Always. And if I find vast improvements on my hobby, I'll be happy to share and promote them to you. So FlexAI so far looks fantastic. So how many pages do we have here? 416 pages. Now, you know, that's going to include appendices and glossaries and things. Probably some open gaming licenses, you know, but anyways, I'm extremely impressed so far. So yeah, what else do we got in here? So that's the AI system, and like I said, according to things, it may not be needed, but since I'm really looking for AI for combat, I wanted to make sure I had the full system, because in this next product they said there was a simplified system, but I definitely wanted the full system. But this is supposed to be the end all of role-playing game supplements, and geez, great Crimler. That's a book. Anything else in here? Yeah, more packing materials. Hey, instead of throwing the box like I normally do and making the wife emerge from her lair, I'm so glad she doesn't watch this. First off, she sees me getting all this stuff. It may not be so celebratory like it is now, and yeah. So we're going to quickly put our box down here and save our packing material. And so we're going to lay FlexAI guidebook there. Guys, FlexTale Solo Adventuring Toolkit, Rules and Resources for Solo RPG by J. Evans Payne. 5th edition, OSR, Pathfinder, Dungeon Crawl Classics, etc., etc. This is, like I said, almost all of these tools can be used for any RPG. Sometimes some slot modifications, but most of the time any of these rules. But guys, got a very similar front, you know, to his other book. But this book looks like it's double the size. I'm not kidding. There you go. It looks almost double the size of this massive AI resource. So the Solo Adventuring Toolkit, FlexTale. You know, this stuff hasn't been on the market very long. I personally don't know anyone or have talked to anybody that used it, so these are just blind purchases, basically. And it popped up on my radar, and I got to reading about it, and the FlexAI is what really sold me, but I couldn't go without getting this book right here. Both of these books, from outside appearances, are great hardcover editions. This book aims to be the most complete, most comprehensive, most innovative authority on solo tabletop role-playing game adventuring ever produced. That's a mighty claim. Okay, because there's a lot of good stuff out there. That's a mighty claim. After more than 30 years of gaming, both old school through today's most popular systems, the Solo Adventuring Toolkit culminates a lifetime's passion for the hobby into a massive volume that can be instantly useful to any gaming group, in any context, using any rule system. Although superbly complex, the FTEGSAT, infinitely flexible, I'm guessing that's the FlexTale Solo Adventurers Toolkit, you know, that acronym there. Infinitely flexible and can be used immediately with zero preparation or exhaustive reading beforehand. Its hundreds of tables, tools, and techniques can be used in an infinite combination, powering the creation of endless solo adventuring content. Let me wash some pollen down real quick. So, big promises, but let's get in here to a little better description of what it contains. The Solo Adventuring Toolkit features over 660 tables, each designed to make it as simple as rolling a d20 to generate dynamic adventure content. Over 80 flex tables, each one 4 tables in one, with different results, coding, and probabilities based on the circumstances. Over 420 optional rules adjustments, from minor tweaks and house rules to game-changing capabilities that make your solo warrior a truly formidable force. From the straightforward use a bigger hit die for your HP each level, to rules guiding the distribution of overkill damage to multiple enemy targets. Each rule adjustment contains a balance point handicap that reflects its utility and helps guide its use in your adventuring party. 28 exhaustively detailed plot templates, each with pages of custom tables, rules, guidelines. Each one can be used to create an infinite variety of quests. Detailed discussions on party composition and multi-class, in both in the context of a traditional gaming environment as well specific to solo adventuring setting. Hundreds of content variations recognizing the difficulty difference between one player, one character, one player, multiple characters approaches a solo play. Dozens of generator tables aimed at making it quick and easy to instantly generate a dynamic adventure, from a simple yes, no to what direction to win. So here we go. This is some oracles. A complex but easy to use balance point handicap system. Okay, hundreds of rewards and penalties, dozens of tables to drive randomization thereof. Okay. Dozens of pages of exhausted indices to make finding what you want as quick and simple as possible. Simplified FlexAI rules to drive dynamic and interesting creature behavior in combat and in social interactions, and much more. So, yeah, this sounds like it's got everything. It looks like it's set up much the same as the first book, the FlexAI guidebook. We've got colorized charts, making it very easy to follow the rows and columns and different things. We've got different, just all kinds of stuff, guys. I don't know. Like I said, there's a lot of things in here that I already have in my systems that I've used. There was a lot of things to mention, but hey, having it in one source and possibly having it in a source that is superior to my own gaming strategies and rules and things that I've found over the years and I've implemented over the years. Hey, this is going to be an exciting thing to dive into. So it is coming in 612 pages. So like I said, we've got these 2 books here. This book right here, Drive Through RPG. These are print on demand. I got them in about 6 days, 5 days, somewhere around there. The combat system, the AI system, $35. This massive behemoth, the full solo system, $50. Not bad deals for what you're getting. Come on. Come on. I've bought softback books for RPGs, brand new, coming out, that were more than these hardback, beautiful full color books. And like I said, they promise a lot, and I really, really hope they deliver. I love finding new great things, This guy, he sounds a lot like me. He says he's got 30 years of gaming experience and messing around with systems, both old and new and stuff. And me, I mostly stay in the past, but with older systems, and we'll get into that in a later episode as why I do that. It's not because I hate newer systems or have anything against newer systems. It's just that there's a few things that are different in modern gaming compared to old school gaming or classic gaming. But yeah, very happy with these. $85 for both. And I think that's an extremely good deal. So I've definitely paid a lot more for a lot less. And I will let you guys know. We're going to get in here, we're going to study, we're going to learn, and I'll be back with a full review on probably both of these products. so you can tell if you want to add them to your arsenal. There's probably already reviews on YouTube. I really don't watch a lot of YouTube, especially on gaming, to be honest with you. I mean, I don't know why. It's just not something that I do. I'd rather be gaming. So, but I know a lot of people enjoy videos and stuff, and so yeah, that's why I'm doing it, to share the hobby. We're gonna save this one because it goes with this, but we're getting to our last package. Okay, guys, I know basically what's in here. I know it's a collection of something, but before we even open it, you know, I want to say this is something that I saw growing up in a local comic, Quest Comics. You know, I seen it in my favorite gaming store as a teenager. In Georgia. And these boxes are actually coated in pollen. I guess the mail carrier, the UPS driver, whatever, left them outside for a little bit. I got up this morning and we got them, but yeah, it's pollen coated. Sorry, it's getting sort of hard to breathe. I don't know, but it's all over the table. All right, stir it all up, DeathStalker 5, and breathe it some more. That's a smart idea. That's a smart idea. But it was a role-playing game I saw as a teenager and things, and I think it's going to be very surprising to a lot of the audience that I've never owned this game. You know, I felt like starting off this year, I felt over a long period of time that I had a hole in my gaming library because of the lack of this particular game. And like I said, I saw this game as a teenager and stuff. I didn't know much about it. I've of course seen all about it now as an adult over the last, you know, few decades. And but for whatever reason, I never pulled the trigger on this game. The game's continued. This edition is completely going up in price, you know, every time I check. So I went from not wanting, not being really, I don't know how to explain it. It's never made me just go, wow, I've got to play it. But it's always been something that I wanted to play. But the price point over the last couple years made me avoid it because it's not a have to have. You know what I mean? But yeah, and I know, before anybody gets on and comments, you could have got the new edition with all the books and you could have got it way cheaper than probably buying what you bought. And again, I want you to understand that it's this edition right here that I used to see in my in Quest Comics, and it made me intrigued and wanting to try this system. Of course, they weren't going to let you open it and take a look at it or anything in the store there. But I saw it, and I always sort of salivated because the cover was just intensely intriguing to me as a role-playing game. So without further ado, let's split the box, and give me a second because I want to look for a specific thing. And the reason I don't know what everything is in here is because I was looking for just the box set, and I found a guy on Board Game Geek. For whatever reason, he had this game listed on Board Game Geek. Not really a board game, but hey, it was there. And he had a really good deal on it. And I got to emailing him back and forth, and he actually had a small collection of material for the game. For this edition, actually. And I talked him to it, and we came up to a good price. And I said I'll take the whole collection. So I want to look for the specific item that I've been talking about that I see at Quest Comics with its cover, and then we can dig further into this box. So let's take Lucky through here. Let's hope we're not chopping anything up. Come on, Lucky. Careful now, careful. Careful. Sometimes, Lucky, you seem too sharp, then other times you seem not sharp at all. Okie dokie. Yes, yes. I see some glorious stuff. As the pollen flies. I wonder if you can see it on camera. Most of you already seen in the box, but we're going to stack some things up over here. Oh my goodness, what a collection. Wow, yeah, this is brilliant. We're in. Okay, here we go, finally. Let's set this here. Yes, you can see. Might as well just, here, let me get the collection out of the way. Hey, got us some more shipping material here. As you can see, RuneQuest Deluxe Edition, published by Avalon Hill. Okay, I know a lot of you are like, man, you haven't owned RuneQuest before? And the answer is no. For whatever reason, I never owned or got into RuneQuest. I know a lot about RuneQuest, Glorantha, you know, it's a D100 system, D10 system, you know, and it has its own world setting, all this kind of stuff. But the price point, he offered me an amazing deal on all these items here. Small collection. That way I could, if I dip my feet in and I really love it, then I've got plenty of material to get into it. And guys, we'll explore this together in another episode. But that is the classic cover there. And to me, seeing that as a kid and a teenager up on the shelf behind the counter and never having enough cash for it, I remember this one was pretty expensive, this deluxe edition. And it was gone afterwards, never seen it again. So, and I've looked for it in the wild. I enjoy buying stuff out the wild. But let's get stuff on the table. This one we bought off the internet, like I said, Board Game Geek. A guy named Grant, you know, fantastic guy, and he cut us a really good deal. And but yeah, getting stuff for the show because we can explore RuneQuest Deluxe Edition together. You know, it's the 3rd edition rules in a deluxe box, I guess. But yeah, here's the box. Everybody knows what RuneQuest is. Come on, do I really got to sit and explain a lot? But we're going to talk about what we got in the box. You know, including this paper here. It says, what's in the box? But this looks a lot like Powers and Perils setup and Rollmaster with the different books. I would believe, yeah, a player's book red cover. This contains the core of the RuneQuest rules. Adventure sheet on the last page. It contains the game system and a world chapter. So yeah, reminds me a lot of Rollmaster, and it reminds me a lot of Powers and Perils. Rollmaster was done by Iron Crown Enterprises. Powers and Perils is a very obscure role-playing game that Avalon Hill produced as well. And it's, we'll talk about Powers and Perils one day. We're talking about RuneQuest right now. Avalon Hill took over from Chaosium and started publishing RuneQuest. Red cover, magic book, spells, magic systems, etc. And I hear RuneQuest has a fantastic magic system. We're going to find out later on. Game Master book. Yes. Maybe there'll be some good solo tools in there for us. Some charts and encounter tables and stuff. Creatures book. So we got a bestiary basically. Quite a few creatures. Just looking at the back here, there's sort of a table of contents. Quite a few creatures. Introduction to Glorantha, or Glorantha, Glorantha. You know, somebody will let me know. So this is going to be... Okay, this is a sort of a glossary of the world. This is giving us the main setting of RuneQuest. I believe, well, let's see. We got gaming aids. Not those kind of aids. Gaming aids. I'm sorry. Okay. Yeah. So this is just a lot of rules that are used, and they've put them into a handy format. This appears to be what's in the box. Player notes. This appears to be something that you would you would give your players and they would keep track of, we got our adventure sheet here, you know, that's your character sheet. We got skills and movement, we've got spell list, all this kind of stuff that players may need to have handy. So I'm guessing game aids is for the game master to keep handy, and player aids, okay, are to keep information handy for the players. And then we've got a large map of RuneQuest Fantasy Europe. Yay! So we got a map to play on. And maps are always useful. It's interesting that they set it in the real ancient world. You know, so we'll definitely be taking a look through that. I don't know if Glorantha is set in medieval fantasy Europe, basically, and they just used the landmass and changed around things. I don't know. We'll get into it. I know that the religions of RuneQuest and the cults and the spells and all the different stuff is supposed to be just utterly amazing. So we're going to dig into it together, you know, and you guys can help me along the way. One thing about the box set is it did not contain the original Game Science dice, and that might have been why I got a good deal of it. And the original dice that came with this box, almost no box sets, if you look at eBay or other places, almost no box sets contain those dice. That's because the specific dice that Game Science made in the late 80s, when this would have came out, for D10s or percentile dice, were actually now very rare. But they were my favorite D10s in the history of gaming. When it comes to dice, they're my favorite hands down. Okay? And not to disappoint, we've got the dice that should have came there with this box set. We've got them. This is a never used pair of Game Science. They are 20-sided D10s. Wrap your mind around that. No, they each repeat the number. They repeat each number twice on on the 20-sided format. I don't know if the camera, maybe the camera can pick up the red a little better. These aren't inked in. Like I said, they've never been used. But these are actually D10. One color for your first dice, the other color for the other, so you can roll them as percentile. Now I can't claim they're unused. That was smart. Just messing around. But these dice came out, and I really don't know why Game Science came with these. Because beforehand, the earlier Game Science from the early 80s, they came as your standard D10 shaped dice. You know, another pair of unused die. Until now. So yeah, again, two different colors for using percentile dice to tell each dice from each other. But yeah, these dice, Game Science dice, for whatever reason, the original dice are worth money now. They're worth money. And these die are almost impossible to find. I didn't see a single listing on eBay for these die. I just got curious. You know, but luckily we have a pair. That's right, DeathStalker V has a pair. To show off on camera. So you can know what we're talking about. So the missing dice might hurt the value or whatever, but it really didn't hurt the value for us because we're buying it for a player's copy and we have those die. But I did mention that we went on eBay just to see if anybody had these die available, these Game Science 20-sided D10s. And I did not find a single listing for these anywhere. But what I did come across is in this little packet here. Let's take a look. And I hope, we're going to see. But this may be promising here. Let's get them out of the packaging. They look nice to me. What these are is a modern company, G2 Collectables and Hobbies on eBay. They had lots and lots of cool die sets. I'm not going to lie. G2 Hobbies and Collectables. Yeah, here's their here's their name and website. Yeah. Maybe it picked up on the camera. I don't know. I'm too far away to really see. But these die they were cheap. I mean, not cheap made, but they were inexpensive. And I grabbed a set of 5, and they are modern made 10-sided D20s. I guess here with the characters inked in on the die, you might be able to see them a little clearly. And we got a set of different colors so we can differentiate the die from one another. So yeah, these have been missing on the market. Let me wash some pollen down real quick. Now, my speculation as to why the game science themselves for a little while went away from these D10 10-sided dice to these D20 10-sided dice, or what I just say, 20-sided D10 dice, come on, is because I've noticed something with this style of the D10. Let's get a modern one here so we can show it on the camera a little better. There's one. You know, here's the modern, normal D10 you would probably see in most all standard dice sets today. Hey, I did a video on D10, D100 percentile dice roll. Go check it out if you don't understand these. But one thing I noticed was that when you rolled them, you know, that they had a tendency to be sort of one-sided. I don't know. But because of the shape of it, you know, that if it hits on this side, it's pretty, it doesn't tumble well, is what I want to say. It doesn't actually roll. It sort of hits on one side, and you're going to get one of 5 numbers from that side. And they seem to repeat quite often for whatever reason. You know, I know it's random, supposedly, but I noticed with the old school 20-sided D10s, they roll better and seem to come up with more randomization. I could be completely wrong. I'm just telling you what I've noticed from my end of dice rolling. So, yeah, I'm happy to have these. I'm happy to have them. Thank you. Thank you, G2. You know, needed those. So, yeah, go check them out. You probably don't have any of these unless you've been playing games for a long time or you're into the old school scene. You probably don't have any of these in your collection. Go get some. You'll enjoy it. So back to RuneQuest 3rd edition Avalon Hill stuff. So I know that was missing the die. It brought the price down. Still a really great price compared to all the other sets missing the die. You know. Again, he had all this stuff. He said everything in here was complete. So we're not going to be taking a deep dive into each and every product. We'll review the noteworthy ones as we explore RuneQuest together. But we got a box set called Troll Pack. I'm going to say Troll Pack, probably Troll Pack, I don't know. Get it up there so you can see it on the camera without a glare, hopefully. That's not going to happen, is it? You are warrior trolls. So Troll Pack is a comprehensive analysis of the ooze or Uz known to humans as trolls. So it includes Thunder Breath Gobble Guts menu. A restaurant thing. Ooze or Uz lore. The Book of Ooze or Uz. The Munch Rooms. A full-scale troll combat scenario. A map of Dagori Incroft, I guess. Important troll regions of Glorantha. Suitable setting for a multitude of adventures for a complete campaign. So yeah, I'm going to say Troll Pack. You know, that is Troll Pack. It's a box set. A pack filled to the gills with RuneQuest specific troll lore. Troll adventures, troll scenarios. And we even get troll anatomy on the back. Look at that skeletal system. Interesting. Up next, Griffin Island, a wilderness campaign for RuneQuest. Read me first. Play your handouts. Okay. So like I said, we're not going to dig into this, put everybody to sleep. Griffin Island, a city of mariners. Perfect for beginning game masters. We got an ancient map, player handouts, game master book, scenario book. So what we got here is a campaign setting for an island. Looks promising. One more box set. You know, I had no idea that these were box sets. I thought they would just be books, but these are actually mini box sets. We've got Gods of Glorantha. Really cool cover there. You know, a mummified Shiva looking. No. Turn it around here. 60 religions for RuneQuest. So this is going to be something that solo players and game masters are really going to enjoy. If religions are so important in the game, is we're going to have this details 60 whole religions. It's a pretty heavy little box set too. So I imagine they did a pretty deep dive into these religions. Yeah, multiple books. Okay, there's one thing I like, is the artwork on these box sets, especially the deluxe box set. That artwork, it just screams old school to me. Old school classic goodness. Here we have the big rubble. We have maps, really detailed, nice maps. Really big maps. Common knowledge, what everybody knows about this place. Okay. Several detailed, thick paper maps. And I don't know what those go to. I think here, River of Cradles. We got a supplement. This is a softback book. In very good shape. Don't like it's ever been used. Little shelfware, but very good shape. Deluxe edition. Rivers of Cradles is the complete and essential player and game master reference for RuneQuest adventures and campaigns in civilized Prax. Revising and updating essential materials from the classic, out-of-print, Gloranthian supplements, Cults of Prax, Borderlands, Pavis, and Big Rubble, River of Cradles. So, yeah. All these maps, this is Big Rubble, this was Pavis. So these maps belong to this. So this is sort of a full setting here, that we got for that. So it looks interesting. I can't wait to dive into this. What else do we got here? We have, of course, from Avalon Hill, Deluxe Edition, Bestiary. Look at that cover there. What is that? It's an anteater pig creature sharpening a blade. I'm in. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Creatures have illustrations. You always gotta love, especially for the weird, really crazy creatures. I love illustrations. Apparently, the creature from the Black Lagoon has made a guest star appearance in RuneQuest. So, yeah, we got a beast. We got the Bestiary to throw on top of what we already have to give us even better experience playing RuneQuest. We've got Sun County. RuneQuest Adventures in the Land of the Sun. Sun County is a small... Oh, this is in Prax. So I'm guessing this goes with the River of Cradles, because they talked about Prax. Or maybe it's a different place in Prax. Maybe it's a continent. But it's the Sun County. Independent farming. Oh, I saw something. What I see? What we got in here? I love finding weird things in books. Oh, man. Just a blank post-it note. But yeah, these are really clean copies. So Grant, he kept good care of his gaming books. And then we have RuneQuest. This looks like it's for an older edition, actually. Yeah, it's Chaosum Incorporated. So what would it be? Either first or second edition. Because I know third edition moved over to Avalon Hills. Avalon Hill. 1981. Possibly first edition, I think. I don't know. I don't know the history as well. So I'll let you know. I don't know the history of RuneQuest. I know it came out in the 70s. Not long after D&D. Good old dust and pollen. 78 if I remember correctly in my RPG history. Yeah, I know I'm a super nerd. But let me spray some more pollen there. But there's actually pollen on the table. It's like, woo! So yeah, let me be tortured for a little bit longer. I know, super nerdy. I love RPG history and philosophy. So if I'm remembering correctly, 78 was RuneQuest officially published. Possibly 76 is when it started. Don't hold me to that. When we do the RuneQuest video, I'll know for sure. But yeah, that's what we got in the mail so far. We have lots more on the way, including materials and things for projects that we're going to do, because I have some crazy stuff in store for you over this year. Anyways, I appreciate you watching. Stay tuned for more incoming first of the year hobby stuff as we build up. Maybe I'll review some different things before I send them out if I feel like they maybe deserved a review. And I'll see everyone next time. Thanks for watching. I'm DeathStalker V. This has been the Random Encounter Show.
Hey, this is DeathStalker V. If you like the Random Encounter Show, make sure you're subscribed to our channel so that you'll be the first to know when we upload a new episode. Want to support the show? Head over to Questing Table Studio on Facebook. Let us help you bring your table to life with miniature painting services and terrain.